Happy. Safe. Fun!
In 2020, the Scottish Government opened the £3 million Access to Childcare Fund.
Do I have windows?
No.
Super Kids in East Renfrewshire, St Mirren's Out of School Care Club in Glasgow, and Flexible Childcare Services Scotland in Dundee were just 3 of the 15 projects testing new models of school-aged childcare, designed to be more accessible, flexible and affordable for families who need it most.
The Access to Childcare Fund has been transformational for Super Kids. Our Super Kids families all have a child with additional support needs or complex medical needs, and the biggest issue is opportunity. We were able to put on holiday clubs, we were able to put on clubs activity in the evening for the children to come and to have fun and to make friends.
We do pickups, which has been a huge, great big bonus for our parents. We got subsidised to do that through the funding. It's one of the things that our families continually tell us, that it alleviates so much stress for them. Part of the service in Dundee, we also offer complete flexibility so that families can book what they wish during each week. And the feedback that we get back from them is that this really helps them sustain employment or even get employment. It means they're not putting themselves even more into debt.
We have established a real collaborative partnership with the school in terms of working with children to assist them with health and wellbeing needs. The staff in the out of school are highly trained in trauma, impact of trauma. We work together and we help build confidence, resilience, help them deal with feelings of anxiety or nervousness. We're not trained psychologists and never claim to be, but sometimes all the child really needs is somewhere to listen, somewhere to be heard and somewhere to work through some of the feelings.
One of the major challenges that we encompassed was the impact of COVID. My own son has autism. He's non-verbal with learning difficulties. He just didn't understand. And his life is full of routine, like many other children with additional support needs. And when that routine just stopped one day, we started to look at what we could do instead of what we can't do.
Sometimes you just feel you're hitting so many barriers that it was quite a journey to try and, keep focused.
When we applied for the funding, we were going with that we're going to have a completely outdoor, out of school club. We were trying to get a pod, which was delayed 18 months, and then we finally managed to get the pod into the garden. Everything was hunky-dory, and then about 3 weeks later, it was vandalised, which was extremely demoralising. But again, I always try and turn something that's challenging into a positive. The community came together so amazingly over this.
The fact that we were able to offer 20% subsidy across all parts of the service was described as some of our parents as a lifesaver at that time.
It's stopping them going into poverty, even more, because we've been able to subsidise the pickups.
To provide our clubs, we have to have staff. If you have a child that's 2 to 1, you're talking about, £35 an hour. The Access to Childcare funding allowed us to ensure that every child that wanted to come could come and was safe and happy when they were there.
The value of play has been a great learning. I think people are starting to see what play can do in terms of breaking down barriers, getting children back out to play, building resilience, getting these trusting relationships back. Our woodland area was a derelict piece of land at the back of the school, so we managed to get that now put together in terms of it's an outdoor play and learning space that we share with the school. Every child that attends this school came and drew what they wanted the woods to be like for them. So our children have actually designed the area that's outside.
Some of our older kids want They're like everybody, I still want to see their pals at the weekend, but that's just not going to happen with their situations. So we've put together friend groups for our Super Saturdays Club. We bought some disability trikes. I've got video of 2 kids holding hands, going round on the bikes, and it's just phenomenal. The independence is probably one of the biggest things for us. So having the access to childcare funding has allowed us to put on the clubs where children can attend independently.
What we need to do is take what you're doing and sparkle it all over. It would be great if we could get long-term funding to be able to allow us to carry on and have the huge impact that we are having on our families.
If we allow children to have their say and have their voices, the way Access to Childcare Fund has allowed us to do it, that amount of children, you get the result that the children need.
Caring